Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for your great support always. I'm so grateful for your continued support to this channel. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Now, as we speak, Kenya Kwanza ni ile government inazama. Is a government that is forcefully going down. Justin Muturi, who is one of William Ruto's CS, is now coming out boldly enough, dropping a bombshell. The pressure of Justin Muturi is a pressure that, as I was just listening to, is something that William Ruto must be worried of. Sincerely speaking, Justin Muturi decided to spill the beans. Na aliamua like exposing the government of William Ruto. Na kusema kwamba, if even my son was abducted, his son was abducted, and as we speak now, hakuna charges against his son. Number two, hawajui ni nani wali abduct his son. But on the same note, the government, which he is the CS, wanasema hawajui maneno abduction. So Justin Muturi is like distancing himself from this mess of William Ruto, as he is claiming that it is impossible for a government to say they don't know whoever is abducting Kenyans. It is impossible. That they are not abducting Kenyans and they don't know. So I want you to take a look at this video of Justin Muturi, then we'll continue.
The Kenya Kwanza coalition, owing to the fact that the principles that they espoused are in tandem with the principles of the party I belong to, namely the Democratic Party of Kenya. Many friends and political colleagues at the time warned me against joining the coalition, but at a personal level, I was persuaded that will be driven by the ideals and the values that the coalition stated as a hustler nation to do the best for the people of Kenya. One of the things we had accused the past regimes of was the existence of disappearances and extrajudicial killings of Kenyans, and we vowed that we would never, under our watch, condone or allow such. We stated this time and time again in the lead up to the last general election. Today, there has been a number of abductions and in some cases unexplained deaths since the Gen Z revolts of June last year. And it is unfortunate, as most of the people being abducted and or killed are our youth, leaving the parents, relatives, and friends, other family members in a state of confusion and loss. I have personally suffered as my son was abducted and disappeared, and I was not sure whether he was alive or dead, making us anxious and leaving me and my wife and the rest of the family in turmoil. It must be remembered that at that time, I was the serving Attorney General of the Republic of Kenya, and as is well known, a member of the National Security Council as comprised under Article 240 of the Constitution. Despite making several requests, I was unable to trace my son, and I made demands to all the levels of the security apparatus of the country. Now, more than 6 months later, after that ordeal and the release of my son by unknown forces, he has not been charged with any offense, and the government at all levels has not been able to give me any explanation or reasons as to his abduction. The president has equally said that you would want to see the abductions end. Kenyans want to know how many of our youths have been taken in since the abduction started, how many have been released, how many are still being held, and where it is that they are being held. On Friday last week, to wit the 3rd of January, at a funeral in Embu, I stated categorically that it was not possible for the government to say that it did not know anything about the abductions, because that amounts to shunning its responsibility on accountability. That is why I took the issue with a statement made by the Inspector General of Police that he did not know where the abductees are. In my view, the government cannot be excused for abdicating its duty of protecting the lives and property of the people of Kenya. I note that after my statement in Embu on Friday last week, a number of the youths that had been abducted and held in Communicado have been released. But from the reports that we see every day, there are still many that are still being held. The cardinal duty of the state and the government is to protect the lives and livelihood of its citizens, and cannot claim to be unaware of such serious breaches of the rights of Kenyans to live free from wrongful confinement and the violation of their inalienable right to life. Therefore, the security forces should arrest and bring to book all those that are involved in the abductions without fail, and all the young people being held in illegal captivity should immediately be freed. I'm fully aware of the doctrine of collective responsibility of cabinet. But since I'm also a victim of the abductions and serving in this government, I've not gotten any answers as to why my son was abducted, held in Communicado, and nobody gave any reasons for that abduction. I have taken this unusual step so that the matter, abductions and or extrajudicial activities being committed by whomever, can now be honestly and robustly debated in the country with a view to finding a lasting solution to this scourge, which, if left unchecked, has the potential to plunge the country into chaos and anarchy. We cannot live in fear in a democratic country. Let Kenyans be. Thank you, ladies.
Now, on the same note, as I was just listening to Apostle Kefa Micaiah, is also coming out bold enough, sharing what he understands about this issue of abduction, and even explaining it using scriptures, that whatever is likely to happen is something terrible, that if carefully not watched, then this country is going back to dogs. Is going back to dogs. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to listen to Apostle Kefa. But before we listen to him, as you always do, ensure you like the video. When you like the video, you automatically support the work that I'm doing in this channel, because sometimes you watch and you forget liking the video. So this is just a reminder, please. As you watch, ensure you like the video. Let us listen to this.
Na sahi machungu iko kwa inchi. Nimeilinganisha na hii maandiko nimesoma hapa Samueli wa kwanza chapter 30, inasema watu walisema, we kama mfalme ulikuwa wapi wa mabibi zetu brasi wako wakitekwa nyara? Kama vile saa hii inchi yetu watu wanauliza, nani huyu anateka watoto, young men wanatekwa nyara, huyu mtekaji nyara ni nani? Biblia inasema Daudi yeye kama mfalme alijitia nguvu akafuata maadui walioteka nani? Walioteka nyara jamii ya Israeli. Bwana Yesu asifiwe. Sasa mimi nataka kusema huu mji ulipotekwa nyara kulipatikana na msaidizi Daudi. Saa hii hawa watu wanateka vijana wetu nyara. Sasa sisi tunasema hivi, Mungu alete CCTV za kiroho tuweze kujua, ijapokuwa hawa machensi wamejaribu kufuatilia vile mimi nasikia kwa mitandao ya kwamba wameona ni wapi vijana wanatekwa nyara na ni wapi wanawekwa. Usiku wa kuamkia niliona watu wanakatwa na wanakatwa nini inaitwaje, wanakatwa singo, kichwa inawekwa kando, mwili ya chini inakuwa kando, ndio isijulikane iende DNA kupimwa hii kichwa ni ya nani. That is the vision I saw yesterday. Ndio nikauliza Mungu, huyu mwenye anakatakata vichwa anakata kwa sababu gani? Nikajua ya kwamba kuna roho chafu imeingia katika taifa ambaye inatumia maybe some politicians to kill so that waweze kuendelea kukaa mamlakani. Mimi sichachua, nitajaribu kuomba deeply niweze kuelewa, kwa sababu Daudi hakuenda kuongea mitandaoni, aliingia kwa maombi, akaanza kufuatilia huyu mgonjwa ambaye amekuja kuteka nyara, akawafuatilia hawa watu ndiye akawapata. Biblia inasema fuatilia na akarejeza kila kitu. Ndio maana no wonder Mungu alinipa hii ujumbe ya kwamba 2025 is the year of us who are genuine Christians. We must recover all, whether the devil like it or not. Our God is going to restore our life. Our God is going to restore Kenya.
So the way you have listened to Justin Muturi and Apostle Kefa Mikaya, you can clearly tell that there's something wrong here. There is something wrong here, Kenyans. If you don't pay attention, there's something wrong with Kenya Kwanza government. And it will reach a time that even the majority who are likely to support William Ruto, they're going out. They're moving out. They are exiting Kenya Kwanza. So Justin Muturi, then when his son was being abducted, he was the Attorney General. Then at that time, William Ruto was reshuffling his cabinet. Justin Muturi was named as a CS, I think, for public service, if I'm not wrong. Then, what Justin Muturi is saying is the same thing that some close allies of William Ruto, who believe that William Ruto is doing a wrong thing, are usually coming out to say that this is not how our country should be governed. But William Ruto, together with his sympathizers like Oscar Sudi, akina Faria Maalim, akina Kimani Ichung'wah, they will not listen to this. They cannot listen to this. But the reality is coming out that majority of close allies of William Ruto, they are going to move out. And William Ruto is likely to be left stranded. He is likely to be left stranded. And things are going to be so lethal. Ladies and gentlemen, what do you think? Drop your opinion at the comment section below. Otherwise, thank you so much because of your great support. Please consider subscribing, liking, commenting, and sharing this video. Bye-bye till we meet in another video.